before Mew VMAX rides off into the rotation sunset, it gets at least one more major championship under its belt. Shoutouts to Fabrizio Inga Silva, who won Liverpool Regionals recently with their take on DTE Mew. And before you go in the comments and are like, oh, maybe they dodged all the Charizards and the Roaring Moon, we can look at their record here, and they fought against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dark attackers, including Charizard, Lost Charizard, Roaring Moon, and they won 8 of those matches, which is absolutely insane. And so we gotta give this deck a look. Does it have the secret sauce to take out in this meta to be the best, one of the best decks in the game? I mean, Mew is one of the best decks in the game, but I want to understand what was happening in this deck that they were able to be so successful against all of these dark decks, especially when we know dark is such a bad matchup for Mew VMAX. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that was a little rambly, and we absolutely have to give credit to Fabrizio, who played absolutely spectacular throughout the event. I watched the grand finals after the fact. They did awesome against Giratina. That was a really fun match. And yeah, let's go and look at their build for DTE Mew. So Pokemon lineup is pretty straightforward. 4 Mew V, 3 Mew VMAX, 4 Genesect. Genesect, of course, to draw cards. Mew VMAX is pretty much our only attacker here. We're going to be using Cross Fusion Strike to copy. For the most part, we're going to be copying Techno Blast for a solid 210 damage. Now, most of the time, you're not going to be attaching Fusion Energy to Mew. You can do 210. Most of the time, you're going to be doing 190, which is a solid amount of damage to be doing. Sometimes you might be copying Psychic Leap as well for 70 damage, and you have an opportunity to take Mew and any attached cards off of the board, which can be used to skew prize races here and there. So you're going to be attacking with Mew VMAX, and shifting between 2 because Techno Blast doesn't let you attack on the following turn. So you just switch into a fresh Mew and attack from there. With the trainer cards, we've got 2 copies of Boss's Orders to gust a opposing bench Pokemon into the active, 1 copy of Heavy Ball. Really interesting split on these one-of balls. We got 1 Heavy Ball, which lets you grab a basic Pokemon from your prizes, put it into your hand. We've got 1 copy of Feather Ball, which lets us grab any Pokemon from our deck with a retreat cost of 0, which is our way of getting Mew V and Mew VMAX, and 1 copy of Nest Ball in order to grab a basic Pokemon and just slam it onto our bench. For the other ball searches we have 4 Ultra Balls, discard 2 cards, grab a card of our choice. Great for getting Pokemon. Also great for thinning our hand so that we can draw more cards with Genesect. I should have talked about that. Just in case this is your first time seeing a Mew VMAX deck, Genesect V is the backbone of this deck, letting us draw cards equal to the number of Fusion Strike Pokemon we have in play. So ideally, you've got a full bench and we can draw up to 6 cards. But if you're drawing less cards, that's still fine. As long as you're drawing cards, you can oftentimes grab the pieces you need to put yourself in the best position to win. We've got a heavy count of Lost Vacuum here. 4 copies of Lost Vacuum, which lets us, we put a card into the Lost Zone, and then we can either put a Stadium or a tool in play into the Lost Zone. Most of the time, we're using this to get rid of Path to the Peak, but oftentimes we're the ones also playing Path to the Peak. So you're comboing between Path to the Peak and Vacuum, where at the start of your turn, you'll vacuum away Path, do all your stuff, and then slam Path to the Peak back down so that your opponent has no abilities on their turn. Really cool combo, and a really important card that kind of changed Mew's trajectory in the second half of its life. For Switch cards, we've got 1 copy of Escape Rope and 2 copies of Switch. We are going to have to pivot between Mews here and there, and sometimes you'll have to attack with the same Mew. So oftentimes you will just pivot out the Mew with a retreat and then switch the Mew back in. Or if a Genesect gets trapped, you can use Switch or Escape Rope that way. Lots of hand disruption in this deck. We really want to play a lot of Path to the Peak and then combo that with a Judge or a Iono. Judge is shuffle, both players shuffle their hands into their deck, draw 4 cards. Iono is shuffle your hand, put it to the bottom of your deck, and draw equal to the number of prizes remaining. So this can be a great way of mounting a comeback. a heavy count of 4 Seal Stones. 3, absolutely busted card, lets you get a V-Star power and then grab a card of your choice, and Mew is such a combo-heavy deck, so having any means of grabbing any card you want is incredible. We have 1 copy of Elesa Sparkle. This is Spiritomb defense here, where if Spiritomb's in play, Genesect cannot draw cards. However, if Genesect has Fusion Strike energy on it, it can still draw cards. And some people were playing 1 Fusion Strike energy in order to at least have 1 Genesect draw. But with Elesa Sparkle, we can play Elesa Sparkle, attach 1 energy to 2 Genesects, and then we have 2 Genesects, giving us even more draw power and basically letting us play like normal completely around the Spiritomb. Maybe you have a 3rd or 4th Genesect, but 2 Genesects is oftentimes enough to get you going, especially in a match with Spiritomb. 1 copy of Choice Belt, which lets us do plus 30 damage on Pokemon V. This is incredibly important right now, as Giratina is one of the big matchups, and this gets you 30 damage closer to one-shotting a Giratina V-Star. Mew usually needs 3 damage modifiers in order to get to 280, and Choice Belt can be one of them. Pal Pad to get any sort of supporter cards back into the deck. This is lets you get 2. We got 1 copy of Lost City. This can be great against Lost Box decks or any decks where certain Pokemon are really important. You can just knock out their Pokemon and send them to the Lost Zone. And if any of your stuff gets Lost Zone, you don't really care. So good tech card to have in there. Also, it's a bump to Path to the Peak if you get pathed and you need some way out of it and you just don't have a vacuum handy. We got Cram-o-matic here. Actually, interesting choice here. Fabrizio only has 3 copies of Cram-o-matic when most decks usually have 4. You flip a coin, you discard an item, flip a coin. If heads, grab any card you want. Interesting choice. It did work well enough for them, and I don't necessarily hate removing one of the Cram-o-matics in there so that they can squeeze in some other tech. But yeah, interesting design choice there for Fabrizio. 2 copies of Box of Disaster. This is a card that has gotten really popular in Mew VMAX these days because it is possible. There's a lot of decks out there that can one-shot Mew V and Mew VMAX, and if a Pokemon V gets one-shotted from having full health and they knock them out, you get to put 8 damage counters on there, which makes it easier to follow up with a KO of your own, especially in the Charizard matchup where Charizard has 330 HP. You make them hit through the Box of Disaster, and then they have 250 HP, and that is a lot easier to get for Mew VMAX than 330. We've got 2 copies of, we talked about Switch, 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass, helps us get our basics down. We can also just grind this out with Ultra Balls throughout the game in order to grab resources we need and draw more cards with Genesect. 3 copies of Path to the Peak, incredibly important card in this deck. Any Pokemon with rule box abilities just do not have abilities. And yes, this shuts off Genesect, but we're really looking to play this when we have outs to it ourselves, whether it's the Lost Vacuum or a Lost City. And even if we don't, whether it's Path Judge, or you can find ways of getting out of Path of the Peak so that you can continue to play the game. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, we talked about that, and 4 Power Tablets. When you play one of these, you get to do 30 more damage with your Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks. So definitely want to conserve these for the right moment and climb the ladder and get those KOs when you really need them. Whether you're trying to one-hit KO a Giratina V-Star, or you are trying to Psychic Leap away and take out a smaller Pokemon on the way out. So keep those handy. And then our energy counts, 4 double turbo energy to power up Mew, and then the Fusion Strike energy, which are mostly here to protect Genesect from Spiritomb, but you can technically attach them to Mew as well. General game plan, draw a bunch of cards with Genesect, swing over and over again with Mew VMAX, whether that is Cross Fusion Strike. Max Miracle is a good attack as well. 130 Shred lets you go through Mimikyus, also conserves your Techno Blast so you can keep Mew in the active. And yeah, there's not any sort of crazy techs in this deck for a Charizard or a Roaring Moon outside of Path and Hand Disruption. I think that having played this match a couple of times, I tried to get it for the video. One of the matches, unfortunately, my opponent went AFK, and then the second one, I missequenced that into Oblivion. But as far as the Charizard matchup goes, you really need to force them, like, you got to get Path to the Peak out and ideally stop them before they can even get a Charizard set up. If they do get a Charizard set up, you really have to get Box of Disaster on your Mew, force them to hit that one in the active, bring them down to 250, and then with the second Mew VMAX, you got to find the 2 power tablets, knock them out, and pray. Keep Path to the Peak out and pray they cannot get a second Charizard set up. If they get 2 Charizards set up, you lose. So it is asking for a lot, and Fabrizio made it happen somehow enough to win the tournament. But it's still a difficult matchup regardless. Just try and avoid Charizard, really. But there are tools in here to help with that matchup. I think the biggest thing, again, is try not to let them set up 2 Charizards. Path to the Peak, Hand Disruption, Box of Disaster are going to be your tools in those matchups. But yeah, let's check out the matches I did get. And what are we up against? This looks like Goldengo, and Goldengo is kind of weird. Goldengo can one-shot Mew VMAX, which makes this match a little tricky. Not impossible, certainly not impossible, but like, if they get their combos going, then we're just kind of dead, and there's not a lot we can do about that. And especially if we put a whole bunch of ability-based Pokemon on the board, this Scyther can absolutely destroy us right now. So I kind of don't want to do that. Yeah, if we lock it down to at most 3, let's go and Iono here. And we will... Okay, yeah, we can get a 3rd Genesect. We can afford to get a 3rd Genesect. I can't go more than that. Okay, and let's start drawing. Okay, I think we hold out. Actually, you know what? Let's go and... What do we want? What do we want? Do we want Path right now? Path doesn't really help us in the moment. Let's go and grab... Do we grab Box? No. Like, Goldengo's not that serious? Let's go and grab a Power Tab. How many? Do we only have 2? That's really annoying. That's really annoying. We're going to be 1 short of knocking out a Goldengo. Well, wait. Profoundly annoying. Okay. I can't believe... Yeah, we prized 2. Okay, they're going to get the Scissors. Punishing Scissors. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Yeah, 160. They are a little short. And I could arguably Psychic Leap right now. I don't want to. I think we get rid of... Cram. Judge. Let's go and grab a Mew VMAX. And we can take the KO on them here. I kind of don't want to, though. Let's Fusion Strike System up. I kind of want to swing into this Goldengo and just do serious harm to them. Let's go and do that. I want to swing on this Goldengo right now and get the drop on him. And arguably, like, I don't think it matters. I don't think we use the tabs right now. Like, if we're not going to get a one-shot on this anyway, I'd rather just get initial damage in and go from there. So I think we can just, like, we could even just max Miracle for 110 and then get the Technoblast later. They are going to be able to draw 2 cards. Oh, they're going to draw more cards with the Greninja. So that could be profoundly annoying. Potentially good is they don't have... they don't have much energy in the discard pile right now. They are going to grab Earthen Vessel. They might have a ton of energy in their hand, and they're going to have more energy in hand right now. Okay. Let's see. Do they have enough to take the knock? I kind of hope they hit heads here. Yep. Don't get down another Gimme Ghoul. Yeah, I just want to Psychic Leap away the Mew VMAX going forward. If that's going to be... I don't think we can do that. We're not going to be able to do enough damage here, unfortunately. Even with the power tabs. Yeah, because that's going to do base 50, 60, 70, 80. That's going to be 110. Yeah, I think that's just... That is out of the question at the moment. We'll make it rain. I mean, if they get the KO here, that would be absolutely horrifying. Nope, they don't. Okay. We have to find... We have to find energy. Okay, Path is good. Path is good. Path is good. I could always... this is annoying. I really don't want to burn my... Oh, we don't have... Oh, that's profoundly annoying. Okay, we're going to rope. Ugh. We're going to rope. And we're probably going to have to hit the Greninja at this point, which sucks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we used our Stone already. We get DTE, which is fantastic. And then I think we slam down Path so they can't draw any more cards. And we knock out this... Yeah, we knock out Greninja with the Techno Blast. Get another Path to the Peak, which is nice. They're still doing like a solid 150 damage with this Scissor, which is really annoying. I'm trying to just hold on long enough that they don't get another Gimme Ghoul set up. Yeah, 150 is fine because they can't even... probably get down a Gimme Ghoul. Yep. I think there's an argument to be made to like boss up the Gimme Ghoul because we've done damage to the Goldengo. Punishing Scissors. Oh, they only hit 10. That's... Oh, because Path to the Peak shuts off those abilities. Oh, that's profoundly annoying for them. Let's go and get rid of Nest Ball. And we'll get Path to the Peak out of play. I think there's an argument to... No, we can't. I think we have to retreat into this Mew. And... Can we draw more cards still? No, our hand is full at the moment. I could Ultra Ball. I really don't want to Ultra Ball anything right now. I like our resources. Let's go slam down another Path to the Peak. And we will attack with Techno Blast again. I forgot about Path to the Peak shutting off the Genesect, so that hurts their ability to attack. We get another Lost Vacuum, which is goated. Now, if they need, what, 4 energy? I don't think they're knocking us out. No, they're not. Oh, the Path is hurting them so bad right now. So bad. Okay. Let's go and retreat into the other one. And we can go and vacuum away this Ultra Ball. And do we go into the third Mew? Like... Is Psychic Leap legitimately I think we have to hold on just in case. Okay, I will attach an energy. They're not going to play Spirit. Just in case they play Spiritomb, I'm going to put some energy on the Genesect, and we will hold out. Box of Disaster doesn't really matter anymore. I will attach it to this Mew because there is a world where... Okay, there's Elesa. Elesa actually kind of... No, it doesn't help anymore. Let's go and retreat. I can't retreat? Or is this the one that can attack? I think this is the one that can attack. Let's go and slam down Path again. And we'll cross Fusion Strike. And we will Techno Blast again. They've got not a lot going on. But we've kind of locked them in. They've got all their energy in the discard now. And we have our Power Tab. So if they get the Goldango Wombo combo here, somehow we can one-shot a Goldango clean. Assuming they have the pieces. And they may not. They may not. I think we are reasonably protected as is. And should be able to close the door on them here. Yeah, assuming they... assuming they want to continue. Assuming they have all the pieces to get the KO. But what would they need? They need a Goldango. They would need multiple energy. Yeah, because they're not... They need what? 7 energy? 50 damage? Yeah, they need 8 energy total. So we just take the KO there. Let's go and retreat. Slam it down. And we Techno Blast this last Gimme Ghoul for game. GG's. Thankfully, yeah, the path to the peak, like, arguably, one could argue that, yeah, they didn't... The path to the peak did save us in the sense that it shut off the Genesect's ability so that Scizor couldn't do much damage, which is actually something I didn't think about in the immediate term, but we did also cut off their ability to draw cards, and they still got a whole bunch of energy in the discard pile. They just didn't get enough energy at the right time to land the one hit. But regardless, thankfully, the combos of Path to the Peak and Lost Vacuum allowed us to draw cards whenever we wanted, while also preventing them from drawing cards. So we'll take that win in a matchup that can be kind of tricky. Make it rain. Like, yeah, it is possible for... It's hard, but it's possible for a Goldango to one-shot a Mew VMAX. And we avoided that entirely, and thankfully, they just didn't get much of anything going in that one. GG's. The Elesa could come in handy depending on if we see a Spiritomb down. Miraidon? Okay. Let's go and slam down. If we go double Genesect, we could just lose. I think we have to go Mew here. Genesect Mew. And we slam down Path to the Peak. And I say, bet, you don't have... Your Miraidon's not doing anything this turn. Level Ball. Huh. 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 Okay. They're going to play an Iono. Level Ball is not a card we normally see in Miraidon these days. Like, it's not inherently bad. Okay. Get it down a second Mareep. We are going to... Okay. They get a Raikou down. That's kind of annoying. I was really hoping that we could blast this Raichu into oblivion, but we are not going to be able to. We will get close. Choice Belt is actually really helpful in this matchup. So, so is Ultra Ball, especially since we only have one draw supporter at the moment. We need Mew VMAX, right? Yeah, we need Mew VMAX. And let's go and slam down a Choice Belt. And we are going to swing for a 220. Now, they could probably hit for... I'm guessing they're going to swing for 180 and just discard everything. And Okay, they'll Earthen Vessel. Yeah, they're going to get there. A whole whack of energy here. Watch them have just double Flaffy right now. And the Path to the Peak could come back to haunt us here, TBH. Okay, they're going to Flaffy Dynamotor, get some energy on. I don't hate that for them. But they need 5 energy on the board in order to knock out... No, they need 6. Yeah, if they're only doing 240 right now, they are not knocking us out. That being said, they are... Yeah, we need to get Path to the Peak out of play here. Okay, let's go and retreat into the Mew. And we'll come back into the Mew VMAX. And we're going to swing again for 280's going to do it, right? We could Psychic Leap. Yeah, let's go Psychic Leap, and we'll keep our hand. No, we're not going to shuffle in the deck. That gets us 2. We do have Boss. That's not going to help us at all here. We can just one-shot this Raikou if they don't get anything out here. Miraidon's not... They're going to power up Miraidon, which is actually kind of annoying because they are... We don't have much else going on right now. And yeah, we can knock this out, but... Okay, Lost City... I kind of prefer that they don't have... Okay. I think we have to bump Path right now. Okay, hold on. First, let's go and retreat so we can attack again. We will switch back into Mew. I will attach energy to... They're not going to play... I'm going to put it on the Genesect just in case. Just in case. And let's go draw some cards. And hopefully we can make some stuff happen here. We get a second Mew VMAX, which is nice. Or... I think we have to get a Genesect here. I think we have to get the Genesect. And let's draw some more cards. And even if they knock us out on the following turn, we can make some stuff happen here. So let's go and draw up. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're laughing right now. Okay, I'm going to hold on to... Let's hold on to our hand. The likelihood that they're going to be able to make anything happen right now is slim to none. We just go and smash the Raikou. And they have no cards. We throw Raikou into the Lost Zone. These are kind of some weird matches, man. This is definitely not ideal. They can set up their board, which is cool. If they get a Raikou down, that's actually the play for them. Raikou flying Pikachu. They set 2 energy on the Raikou, and Raikou can attack. Hopefully they have an energy in hand. Make it interesting here. Yeah, there it is. All right, cool. Right, we have everything we need to knock out this Raikou. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, now we don't. We had everything we needed. And now they've shuffled us down to 2. And they Force Seal Stone us now. And Path to the Peak. Okay, now this is a completely different matchup. This is flipped on its head. And we might be dead. We might be dead. We had game in hand. Let's go. There's no point in Elesa-ing right now. I guess we could energy mix. Right? Yeah, we can attach 1 and then energy mix to the Mew. But yeah, that Path to the Peak was really bad. Let's go and energy mix to the Mew V. And hopefully we get a path bump here. But that was a really unfortunate turn of events. We had them. We had them on the ropes. And we probably still are in a pretty good spot to like win. I mean, we have to top deck, right? We have to absolutely top deck here or we're screwed. Yeah, they're going to get 3 energy on the Miraidon. Holy cow. This is turned on its head. Okay, they bricked on that. But still, that was such a brutal Iono path for us. Like, we had everything. And now, And now we might lose. Absolutely brutal turn of events. And they're going to go in with the Miraidon instead. Yeah, it's harder to KO. Oh, very hard to KO at this point. With the Charm, they've absolutely drawn. Oh, I hate. I mean, the Iono path, and look, we don't see this build of Miraidon as much anymore, but hey, it works in stuff like this. All we can do right now is we can boss up the Flaffy and stall for time, and we wait. That's it. That sucks. And we just pray they don't have it. Oh, they've got Forest Seal Stone in hand, and they have Cross Switchers, so it doesn't even matter. That's a very unorthodox build of Miraidon, and I thought we were going to absolutely demolish our opponent there. Yeah, Cross Switchers is a weird card, but Iono, that feels bad. The Iono path, I mean, I haven't been playing the path build of Miraidon in a minute, but that's the match. This was the match you wanted it in, and it absolutely paid off for them. We just did not have a bump to Path to the Peak, and we got destroyed at the end. Very salty about that, but you know, kudos to our opponent for hanging in there, recognizing that they still had an opportunity to win despite everything, and they scraped through with the win. GG's. Lost Box, Tina. Okay, let's go Heavy Ball, and we grab ourselves a Mew. Fantastic. Weird, the game's going super slow there. All right, let's go and grab, I think we grabbed double Genesect. Yeah, and let's see if we can grab ourselves. I don't think they play Spiritomb. We brick. I might want to attach the energy just so we can draw more cards. And we go from there. And I think we have to hold on to the Lost City because I don't want to get bumped. And we pass. Now, kind of unfortunate, the predicament we find ourselves in. We have Boss, which is great. We kind of wasted an attachment, which is unfortunate. I would love to just obliterate that Giratina on the following turn, but I'm not sure we're going to get the opportunity to do that. Like, if they bring in the Giratina in for Abyss Seeking, there's a lot of different plays that can happen here. At least we have the triple Genesect, and we can potentially draw a lot of cards. But we'll see. We need to switch out. I think bare minimum switch out. We have the energy in hand. We need to evolve Mew VMAX. Would be nice if we could also hit the... Ooh, they flushed the Sableye down the drain, which is interesting because I think Sableye can actually be very good in this match. We don't run... Mew has basically never run Jirachi and hardly ever run Manaphy. I remember there was like a stretch of a week or two where Lost Box Kyogre was the deck and everybody was running... Well, a couple of people were running Manaphy in their Mew deck to stop that, but not really a thing that we see all that much. But yeah, this is one of those matchups. If you can get on top and knock out that first Giratina, you are laughing all the way to the bank. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. They're probably going to get the first ping on this Genesect, and we're going to have to figure it out. I think we have to put down Lost City, and unfortunately, I think we also burn a Power Tablet just so we can draw more cards, unless we get some sort of hand disruption here. But I expect 110 on the Genesect. Oh, they're going to get a second Giratina down, as they should. In this matchup, you want the second Giratina for the follow-up. We will also want to get a Mew V down as well. And we'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, our hand is not... We have stuff. The Genesect being out is fantastic for us. And yeah, we'll play the Lost City and the Power Tab. Yeah, we have to play the Lost City now just to get Path to the Peak out of play, and we can play the game. Lost City, and actually, do we? Okay, let's go and... Nah, darn it. Okay. I'm actually going to attach energy to the Mew as well. And let's see if we can get ourselves a switch out. This is not ideal. I don't want... Okay. I'm going to gust up the Giratina anyway, and I'm going to pray we can draw the cards up. Mew VMAX switch. Oh, God. Okay. Mew VMAX switch. Okay, yep. Unfortunately, we're not doing enough damage here unless we go and grab a 4th Genesect. Which I don't necessarily think I want to do right now. I think we can just switch. Yeah, we'll just switch. And we'll get the big damage on the... I guess we could max... yeah, let's go Technoblast here. For 190, not ideal, but we do soften that up quite a bit. And let's see if they have Colress or they have a way to get the Giratina out of the active. This might be an easy 2 prizes. They're going to get 2. Hopefully, we can get ourselves in a little bit of a better position going forward. Now, if we get pathed, it's going to be very bad. They're at 6. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they're going to switch out. That's good for us. They get to 7. They can start Mirage Gating. And they slam down Path. And that's a little unfortunate for us, because now we don't have a good answer out of this. And now they start to Mirage Gate. We unfortunately burned our 4 Seal Stone so we could land that hit, which may not have been the right play in retrospect. But let's see what we can do. Okay. Oh, man. Double gates here. They are setting up incredibly strong right now. Not looking good for us here, unfortunately. If we were able to get 1 modifier on that Giratina, we would have been in a much better spot. And yeah, I think we burned 4 Seal Stone a little too early. The payoff probably wasn't worth it in retrospect. Wow, they're loading all the energy on the 1 Giratina. I'm not sure... Like, if we were able to draw the nuts here, there's a world where we could just gust that up and then they're dead. But alright, let's see. Let's see. They get to 8 in the Lost Zone. Maybe we get a Research, or Iono, some sort of draw card, and they'll probably swing with the Cram. Little unfortunate here for us. Unfortunately, ooh, they could just go for the Shred. Oh, Giratina V-Star. Yeah, they're going to go for the Lost Impact here and just swing for 280. And hey, why not? That puts a ton of pressure on us to make something happen here. And unfortunately, we're not in a good spot to do that. If we could bump Path or get some sort of draw, that would be amazing. Unfortunately for us, we are not in a position... Oh, there we go. All right, let's go. Mew VMAX. Goated. Okay. I think we start drawing up now. And we see what we can do here. Feather Ball, that gets us Mew. Fantastic. Trainers, I guess we could... Yeah, if we get rid of Elesa Sparkle and Path to the Peak, we can grab ourselves, let's say, a 3rd Mew. And we can throw Boss back in the deck. And I don't think we need the Elesa anymore. I don't think they're a legit threat to have a Spiritomb in play. Okay, so we get 2 modifiers here. That's going to get us to 220. If we can get 1 more, let's go and judge. Do we draw 2 and then judge? Or I think we draw 2. And now we judge. And we pray we can hit a choice belt here or a 3rd power tab. No! We're short. We're short. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh, man. We are... we're going to be in a pretty bad spot going for it. We can Psychic Leap on the following turn, assuming they go in with that. And we can boss Psychic Leap, get the Mew VMAX off of the board, and then bring up like the Genesect with the Box of Disaster and force them to knock out that way. Let's see how they play it, though. Very intriguing scenario here. And yeah, this is a run back of the finals at Charlotte Regionals. Was it Charlotte? No, Liverpool, where it was Fabrizio versus... Oh, man, I'm forgetting their name. Oh, they just left. Wow, they left it. They left it. There's the 3rd tab. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's go and put the Force Seal Stone on. And I will gust up the Giratina here. And let's go and retreat. And we're going to wipe this one off the board entirely. Yep. And I will hold on to everything here. And let's just cross fusion. Psychic Leap is going to do 50. And that's going to be enough to knock out this Giratina. And now they're in a really bad spot. And we could put up Mew VMAX. I'm kind of scared that they can... I'll put Mew V up. I'll put Mew V up. We get a free pivot out of that. They get 2 prizes, but we have the free pivot. We could potentially set up Mew VMAX afterwards. We've got Vacuum. We've got a lot of stuff going for us right now, which is very nice. Good recovery. Holy cow. I can't believe they didn't even go into the Cram-o-matic. I don't understand why they didn't go into the Cram-o-matic. At least get some damage on the board. But yeah, our opponent just kind of waffled on that. Thankfully, we do have Lost Vacuum here if they do decide to try and slam down Path to the Peak, and we can get that out of play. That being said, we are going to power up their Lost Zone. I don't think it matters at this point because they've got 11 in the Lost Zone. Oh, they got rid of both Sableyes? Oh, no. That feels really bad. Okay. Yeah, that's not an ideal situation for them at all if that is what they're rolling with right now. Yeah, if they lose the snipe damage, it really comes down to the Giratina having to make something happen. And again, I don't necessarily agree with I know this one had a bunch of damage on it, but putting all of that energy on that other Giratina felt like a waste of the Mirage Gates. Now it's going to be way harder to get this rolling. Yep, healing off the... Yeah, just go in with the Cram. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. They've only got 3 cards. I don't necessarily want to... Okay. What's the play at this point? We do have Mew VMAX. We retreat into this one. Let's see if we can grab anything. No, we cannot. I kind of want to hold on to our hand. Our hand is pretty sick. And I don't want to judge. I want to leave them with 2 cards. I kind of want to leave space on the bench for a third Mew if it comes down to it. Let's just go and we'll Techno Blast here for 190. Leave them with 2 cards. And yeah, they do have a Comfey to try and figure some stuff out. But yeah, and we can do some rope plays here as well. But they need to make some stuff happen here real quick. Never count out Giratina, though. Never, ever, ever. Damn, I wish we had found that tab like one earlier, but we're in a good spot right now. We blast. We should be in position to knock out that other Giratina, regardless of what comes next. And then they have no Sableye for sniping. I think we're okay. But of course, like Path to the Peak could just slam in. They Roxanne us, and then we're dead. And did our opponent just scoop? Like, did they just go AFK here? When you lose, like, are you the type of player that, I guess this is a time to talk about, I see people complaining about this on like Reddit all the time about how soon do you scoop? And for me, as soon as I see that I have no potential path to victory, I'm just out. And I don't sit here and waste time and try and troll my opponent. If I'm going to win and they try and drag out the time, I will equally drag out. They might be thinking this through, seeing what they have. And look, if they draw the nuts here, right? This could be a Roxanne path and we could be dead, right? They do have one more kick at the can here to make something happen. I would like to get down one more Mew V, potentially for a Psychic Leap play later. They are going to get a Mirage Gate, and they could snap. They could just snap this Mew out of existence, which then puts us in a little bit of a weird spot. We do have Mew VMAX. We'll have to find the energy, which is a bit of a problem. But not necessarily the worst fate here. And our opponent is playing it through. They are... Okay. They are... Okay. Do I? I think we still hold our hand. I think we rope. And I retreat into this Mew. And part of me, I think I gotta evolve to the VMAX now, just in case. And I could... I think we just keep swinging. And we max Miracle for 110. And hopefully they do not have the out here. We draw into another 4 Seal Stone. And yeah, they are on crunch time. I could have more aggressively drawn through my deck. I really didn't want to lose the vacuum here. Okay, they do have a fresh Giratina. They might just go into the fresh Giratina. Oh, okay. Yeah, if they've got Giratina V-Star here, they can just snap us out of existence. If they don't, then they just lose. Nope, they're just going to shred. Okay, we got him. This was looking pretty dicey, to be honest. And instead, we will just cross Fusion Strike and we will Techno Blast and take the win there. We didn't even have to do that. We could have used Max Miracle. And we weathered the storm. GG's. That was a little scary, to be honest. At the beginning, when we came up a little short, couldn't find that damage modifier to knock out the Giratina V-Star in one go. That was kind of problematic, but thankfully for us, our opponent kind of petered out there, and that is a thing that can happen with Giratina decks where things just get clunked up with flower selecting, and then all of a sudden there's not much you can do, and that kind of gave us a smooth ride to the end there. And unfortunately for them, I think a big mistake was getting rid of both Sableyes. I think that having both of those in there, especially since they ended up using Cram multiple times, they could have softened up. Yeah, they could have finished off multiple targets with the Sableye, but they got rid of those, and then at that point they were kind of stuck. So we walk away with the victory there. GG's. And there we go. That is a look at Fabrizio Inga Silva's championship Mew VMAX build. Again, congratulations to Fabrizio on the huge win. And I'm a little bittersweet on this one. I love Mew VMAX. It's my all-time favorite deck. I love that it's still doing incredibly well in the meta, and despite everything that the game has thrown at it, from Mightyena, Charizard, Spiritomb, Roaring Moon, it still finds answers to the current meta and keeps itself at the top, finding way. There are people who love this deck, will play this deck no matter what, and shout outs to the Mew army who have stuck with this deck through thick and thin. It's going to be sad times when it rotates, but we had an amazing run, and if you really want to, Mew VMAX is debuting soon in China, so you can play over there where Mew VMAX will dominate for years to come. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, InThirdPerson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.